Welcome back to the channel. What is going on with the goings on with the YSL trial? Well, we are at the end of the YSL trial. The defense and the prosecution team will start their closing on Monday, and then everything will go to the jury. But the judge did a flip on the prosecution by removing 3 of the counts, and that favored Yak. And the rest of the counts, she puts it up to the jury if they believe in the witnesses, and if they don't, those will be not guilty. So this looks good for the 2 remaining defendants. Now we're going to also get into YNW Melly. Hit the like button, subscribe, turn on your notification bell so when I get the drop, you get the drop. And as always, thank you for tuning in. Let's get it.
First, with regard to the ruling on the motions for directed verdict. So both the state and the defense requested and have gotten a trial, in this case before a jury, is not before the court as a bench trial. So that means that this court is not the trier of fact, and the standard, as you all know, for a motion for directed verdict is not the beyond a reasonable doubt standard, that what the jury is going to be determining the facts on when the case is given to them. The standard at the stage of motion for directed verdict is that all of the evidence is to be viewed in the light that is most favorable to the prosecution, and doing it in that way, looking at it in that way, is there any evidence from which a rational trier of fact could find the essential elements of the crimes that are charged. So with regard to the motion for directed verdict on counts 1, 2, I'm trying to do these in order. So let me just do it this way. I'm denying the motion for directed verdict on all counts, except I'm granting a motion for directed verdict as to count 59, count 60, and count 62. I do not believe that the elements of that, even viewing in the light most favorable to the prosecution, there's evidence upon which a rational trier of fact could find the essential elements of possession of those particular items. And let me say that with regard to counts 2 and 49, again, is not a beyond a reasonable doubt standard that the court is required to employ in determining a directed verdict as to those counts. I understand the arguments, but it is up to the jury to determine credibility of witnesses, and it's up to the jury to determine what witnesses or what parts of testimony they might believe and what witnesses or parts of testimony they might not believe. So if there is evidence presented that a jury chooses to believe, which is how I have to take it in evaluating this, I have to evaluate it as though the jury is going to believe whatever is most beneficial at this point to the state's case. Which means they could believe everything that Mr. Copeland or Mr. Zachary said that would support the state's case, and frankly, they can disbelieve even an expert's testimony. And so I just wanted to add a little more with regard to what my reasoning was as to those counts. So that's, y'all know now what it is that you need to be preparing for closing.
YNW Melly's fight for freedom has taken a critical turn as a federal judge demands Broward County officials explain why the rapper should remain behind bars and claims of inhumane jail conditions. U.S. District Judge Melissa DeMaine has ordered the Broward Sheriff's Office to respond by December the 6th to accusations that the South Florida artist is being held in degrading and unconstitutional circumstances. Melly-born Jamel Demons is facing the death penalty for allegedly murdering two close friends in 2018. In a 12-page lawsuit filed earlier this month, the rapper asserts he has endured nearly total isolation, denied access to his family and legal team, and subject to conditions that his attorney described as shocking to human decency. According to his attorney, Michael, Melly has spent much of the past 3 years in solitary confinement, without phone contact, privileges, or contact with his loved ones, including his mother. These restrictions are not tied to any legitimate security concerns. There are measures aimed at breaking Melly's mental health and obstructing his ability to prepare for his trial. The situation reportedly worsens following allegations of an escape attempt in 2022, which led to stricter confinement measures. Melly, who maintains his innocence, stands accused of orchestrating the murder of Anthony Williams and Christopher Thomas, childhood friends and fellow members of the YNW collective. Prosecutors allege the killing were staged to appear as a drive-by shooting. Let's get straight into the video. And again, thank you for tuning in.
YNW Melly hopes that a new lawsuit filed on his behalf gets him out of prison. The lawsuit accuses the Broward Sheriff's Office of cruel treatment and violating his constitutional rights. The rapper, whose real name is Jamel Demons, is accused of murdering two of his childhood friends back in 2018. Now, he hasn't been able to see or speak to any of his family members for the last 3 years, according to the lawsuit, along with experiencing, quote, debilitating isolation. The double murder retrial date has been set for September 2025 after a mistrial last summer.